Just a minute. Shirley! Shirley.
Oh. Hi, Shirley. No? I'm on my own. You've gone to have a shower? Yes. Oh, well, what does your doctor say? No. Well, I'm on the pill, you see. Hasn't made me fat. Oh, no. I don't like those either. Oh, I wouldn't if I were you. No, Penny had one of those and it didn't suit her. She kept wanting to sit down. Oh, well. There's one problem I don't have. Okay, Shirley, yeah. Yes, sure. I'll see you then. Okay, bye. Shirley. She was asking me about some material for a new dress.
I wasn't listening. I was having a shower.
Shirley told me once that she used to have a boyfriend who said that people took sex too seriously. He said it should be a fun thing.
Reasonable psychology.
So he used to tell jokes all the way through.
All the way through?
Yeah. She said it could have been a very rewarding relationship, but he ran out of jokes.
I'm surprised you could think of any in the first place.
She said it was like singing a song without the band after that. Then she met Richard. He was a nature freak. He liked making love outdoors, you know, in fields and by rivers. In the winter, she used to put this big potted palm by the bed to give him the feeling of being in the jungle. But it didn't last.
Perhaps if she'd invested in a parrot.
Oh, he met a hitchhiker. Oh, and then she met Derek, you know, the one she's with now. He's normal. He just clambers into any available bed and falls asleep talking about it.
Don't you ever stop talking?
Leah.
Hmm?
I feel happy.
Good.
Just thought I'd tell you that. Don't you want to know why I feel happy?
Yes, of course. Why do you feel happy?
Because you've spoken to Alison and Jane about me. I didn't like your daughters not knowing about us. It made me feel I wasn't part of your life. I am part of your life, aren't I, Leo?
You are all of it.
Mm-mm. Your heart's keeping me awake.
Move your head.
Well, then I'll hear your food clanking about in your stomach.
Why don't you just put your head on your pillow?
Makes no difference. I can hear you breathing from over there.
I do apologize for the inconvenience my body causes. Perhaps if I could die or something.
Sometimes you blow through your lips like this. It's like sleeping with a coffee percolator.
Now you've given me a complex. I shall never sleep again.
Good. Shirley said that sex is the silliest thing that ever happens to the human being.
I suppose it is, yes. That and falling over.
She said that if we all realised how silly it was, we wouldn't do it.
Really?
She said, I don't go along with everything that Shirley says.
Do you think Shirley would mind if I answered the phone? Hello? Jane. What do you mean, gone all funny? I'll come round. Yes, just wait. I'll be there.
What is it?
Alice.
Oh.
I knew something was going to happen. She's been too quiet for too long. Now she's locked herself in her bedroom with some sleeping tablets. Why is she doing this? Why?
Because she loves you, Leo. And there's nothing left for her to do.
Don't you ever stop talking?
That's my blouse.
What happened?
She's locked herself in the bedroom. It's been 6 hours now. She won't even talk.
Have either of you upset her?
We haven't done anything.
Oh, no, of course you haven't. Perhaps if you didn't look as if you were just going to a Zulu wedding.
You always brought us up to do our own thing.
That's before I knew what your thing was going to be. Anyway, now you're here in this house and you must observe the house rules.
You mean the way you did?
You wore frilly knickers once and ribbons in your hair. When I grow up, can I marry you, Daddy, you used to say. Now when you open your mouths, it's like being hit with a crossbow.
Sorry, it's just you're blaming us. We might have made a mess of our lives, but you've made a mess of Mummy's. Sorry, Daddy. Sorry.
Perhaps you'd like to go make yourselves a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Alice, it's Leo. I'm going to have to force the door, Alice. Please. Alice. Alice, what are you doing?
I'm reading.
I mean, what are you doing locking yourself in the bedroom without explanation?
I don't have one. Looking for these?
Yes, may I have them, please?
No, you may not. I might need a snack in the middle of the night.
Why, Alice?
Why, Leo? Because I'm bored, that's why. This house bores me, my daughters bore me, life bores me. Now, this book's beginning to bore me. So I'm thinking of taking a little trip to that celestial place in the sky where everybody's smitten with a mindless happiness and apparently there's no housework.
Housework? Is that all? Can't you get someone in?
Of course, how silly of me, get someone in. And when I'm lying here in my bed at night alone, I can get someone in. All it needed was a man to think it out.
Alice, all this has got to stop.
Of course it's got to stop. And so it shall. Perhaps you'll be good enough to fetch me a glass of water before you go. Oh, and leave a note for the television repairman, would you? Tell him I enjoyed our little chat. There was his leather belt with all those keys and things hanging from it. It made him look so in charge.
You mean now you're allowing yourself to be chatted up by the television repairman?
Why not? When you deserted me, you didn't leave me lying on a sandy beach surrounded by basking merchant bankers, did you? You left me in suburbia with a broken television.
God. Give me the tablets, Alice. I'll take them.
Do you remember Venice, Leo? The lift in the gritty palace.
I remember Venice, yes, but for some reason the hotel lift escaped my notice.
You undid my bra.
Alice, please.
That's all.
Thank God for that.
You were always doing it.
Yes, well, I expect at the time it seemed like a friendly thing to do.
There's hardly a place in the world where you haven't undone my bra. Paris, Rome, Shepherd's Bush Market, car parks, in trains, and on flight BA 124 to Barcelona.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize how repetitive I was.
I don't suppose she wears a bra. Women don't these days. How sad. A whole generation of bra-snapping men plunged into redundancy.
I'd like to talk about us, our situation, and this moment. In 3 months' time, we should be divorced. It isn't easy for either of us. But the fact is, I have the added worry of seeing you like this. If there's any more I can do.
That's right. Give the dog a chance. Feed it before you drown it.
Alice, are we talking about the same thing? I'm concerned about you and me, our lives, but you seem to be obsessed with bras and dogs.
Ignore me, Leo. You're trained to mend bodies, not souls.
You sit there threatening us with your departure. What about me? Do you not think I, too, have a cause for anxiety? I have this house to keep, a flat to keep, God knows how many cars to run. Do they have cars?
Yes.
It's like owning Arrow Tours. I have bills to pay, I have my work to do. Statistics say that I am likely to die 10 years sooner than you. Which means by the time I've sorted your life out, I'll just have time to leap into my coffin.
I know. Never has so much been done for so many so reluctantly.
I am not reluctant. When our divorce comes through, I will give you all everything. Everything.
Everything? Oh, you mean everything but what I want.
There was a time, Alice, when the natural question would have been, what do you want? But I'm too wise for that now.
You are so wise, Leo. You sit there like a barn owl, full of mice and wisdom.
God, now it's birds and mice. Alice, could we just spend 5 minutes speaking the same language?
Who's been cutting your hair?
No, we couldn't.
You used to be immaculate.
I was in rather a hurry.
Your shoes aren't polished, you're losing weight, you're not being looked after.
I'm trying to live a new life, and you keep hitting me on the head with the old one.
Talking of the old life, what about our daughters? Have you any idea what it's like living with them? Alison can't even cook. The soup falls out of the pan like a roadblock. Jane takes 2 hours to make her eye up. I don't know them anymore, and you expect me to cope with them alone? Well, I can't. Get me a glass of water.
In that hospital, Alice, I have a ward full of people who wish they were as lucky as you.
Well, they have their illnesses and I have mine.
Yes.
We're ready to hit the pillow. Is that okay?
Yes, that is okay.
Night, Mummy. Night, Dad.
Night.
Don't leave me, Leo.
So I said to Derek, I'm not prepared, I said. I thought you were on the pill, he said. Well, I'm not, I said. I'm not prepared either, he said. So he just lay there staring at the ceiling. And then you rang.
Oh, Shirley, I'm sorry. Why didn't you say he was there?
All right, he was asleep. And with him, you can't get nearer to being dead than that.
I had to talk to somebody. I mean, Alice locked herself in her room with sleeping tablets. That's scary.
Yeah. Well, they all resort to that, don't they? I mean, waving a bottle of Mogadon's like waving a magic wand. My mother's done it all her married life. Every time my dad opens his mouth, she rattles a little bottle. He never finishes a sentence, my dad.
Leo's a long time. It's 2 o'clock.
Poor old sod.
Poor old sod, why?
Well, he can't get rid of his past and he can't get started with his future. He must be knackered.
What about me?
You've got something he hasn't got.
Like what?
Time.
I can't understand some women. Why didn't you just let him go?
Well, why don't you?
I would if you wanted to.
We all say that, but we have to win in the end.
Well, what about Richard and Stephen and Keith Morrison? You let them go, didn't you?
Well, in a way. I let them make their goodbye speeches, but while they were making them, I put on my sensuous look, you know, pouting lips and held back tear. Then, when they came back with the red rose, I wrapped it round their necks.
Cunning. If only they knew.
He knows. They find it out just about 50. It's true. That's why older men never bring you a rose. They have it delivered.
That phone rang at a very awkward moment tonight.
You're lucky you got that far. We didn't have an awkward moment.
It wasn't easy, Shirley. I don't seem to excite him anymore.
Well, he's like an old car, isn't he? It takes longer to get started.
I should say something more constructive.
Something more constructive, okay. So here he is, this man of 50. Now, to the observer, he would seem to have the best of both worlds, but the basic facts are he's got his estranged wife squatting in his house and his common-law wife squatting in his flat. One wants his body and the other wants his money. And his body. And it's all in the name of love.
You make it sound like a funny joke.
It is a joke. Love is a joke. I bet the great architect of the universe couldn't stop laughing when he thought of it. I mean, take tonight, you and me, okay? Everything was in our favour. We were actually in bed, warm and safe with the blokes we love. Paradise was but a heartbeat away. And what happens? Some silly cow decides to take sleeping tablets and my fella forgets to go to the chemist. Do I have your permission to laugh?
All the same, he's a long time.
Good morning. Did you sleep?
Don't touch me.
Could I have some bedclothes, please? I'm going down with frostbite.
Don't talk to me. It's just like you, isn't it, lying there saying nothing?
You said don't talk to me.
You should know what a woman means when she says, don't talk to me.
Should I? What does she mean?
She means you can talk to me, but I won't listen.
It's been an exhausting night.
I bet it has.
I thought you weren't listening.
How cleverly you've got your life worked out. A wife here, a lover there. All you have to do is flit from one to the other according to your mood and need.
Oh, yes, I'm very lucky. I just go from bed to bed. It's all so exciting. One sits there clutching a bottle of sleeping tablets and the other lies there with all the warmth and friendliness of a puff adder.
All she has to do is murmur and off you go.
I have a duty.
You're weak.
Weak? I'm bloody exhausted. I walked out of that house one morning a free man. No ties, no commitments, no tight feeling in my chest. I felt like a dog that had just got rid of its fleas. Then you came along with your skinny legs and your funny face. And there I was, scratching myself to death again.
Scratching? You can't even say I love you, do you know that? The 3 most popular words in the language of the universe, and you can't say them. Don't talk to me. I suppose you think if you just close your eyes, we'll all go away. Well, you're wrong. Shirley says I'm your common law wife. And common law wives are entitled to consideration.
If Shirley says it, it must be right.
We're just as difficult to get rid of as proper wives. Your foot is touching my leg.
Don't leave me, Leo. So, what's wrong with you then?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking, that's all.
Bad for you thinking. Animals don't think. That's why they don't get depressed.
I need advice, Mum. About Leo and me. I've spoken to Shirley.
Waste of time, that is.
Shirley's my best friend.
Best friends are the worst.
She tries to advise me.
No one can advise you. It's your life, your way. No one knows but you. I'd leave him.
I haven't told you the problem yet.
I know the problem. It's him.
You never tried to like him, did you?
And her. She'll never let go. Like ferrets they are.
She threatened to take sleeping tablets last night. His daughter rang up. He was there almost all night. Well, it's not fair, is it?
Nothing's fair. Love sees to that.
What, does this mean that he's going to go running round there every time she presses a button?
Yeah, and when the button breaks, he'll rush round there and mend it.
I don't understand. Either he's left her or he hasn't. I mean, how do I know what they're doing? 7 hours he was there last night in her bedroom. I mean, he could be... I know he's not. But he could be. I don't think he's that kind of man. But he could be. What does he think I am? I'm not a fool.
But you could be.
He has always been honest. He said his work came first.
That means it comes first, second, third, and 23rd.
When I mention his wife, he says he has a duty.
Yeah, that means she comes 24th.
But he's not able to tell me how he feels.
Well, that means he doesn't feel.
It's not exactly what I had planned for me. Coming 25th on a man's priority list.
26th. Golf comes 25th.
Everything seems to be in my way. I just wanted to be married, that's all. It's hardly going after the impossible dream, is it?
He's too old. He doesn't want all that nonsense again.
Then why are we living together? What does he want?
He wants a mate like everybody else. Someone to come home to. Someone who won't give him too much trouble. Someone young and pretty. Hanky-panky, it's called.
Good night, Mr. Bannister.
Night. Oh, Tony,
Yes?
I hear you've got a son.
Yes.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
I never managed one of those myself. I spent my entire life surrounded by women.
Never mind. Still time.
Yes.
Perhaps your daughters will produce one sometime.
Peaceful, isn't it? Your field. You did a good job in the theatre today. Another gut saved. Another poor sod hauled back to life. Now it's home. And who knows? Funny how you managed to shake off the worry of one woman and end up with the chaos of two. Peaceful, isn't it? When there's no one in it. I must empty my life. Liz?
Yeah?
I have something to say.
Your meal's ready.
I've been thinking all day about us.
I made some awful gravy.
I have tried to explain about my work, about my inability to start
I'm not going
again.
to Shirley's this time. I'm going home.
And I...
Yes?
Liz, I love you.